Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of February 19th, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Donetsk People's Republic, in areas like Krestish and Chasiv Yar, Russian forces reported gains against Ukrainian mechanized and airmobile brigades, with the Ukrainian side losing 185 servicemen, a tank, and additional military hardware.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of February 19th, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's begin with the overall status of the operation. How would you describe the current phase of the mission?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct active operations across multiple fronts. Our forces have successfully inflicted losses on Ukrainian military formations, secured more advantageous positions, and disrupted enemy logistics. Over the past 24 hours, we have seen significant developments in key regions, with a focus on degrading Ukrainian combat capabilities and maintaining operational momentum.
Let's take this region by region. What's the latest update from the Kharkiv front?
In the Kharkiv direction, our north group of forces engaged and inflicted losses on Ukrainian motorized infantry and territorial defense brigades in the Volchansk area. The Ukrainian side suffered the loss of up to 60 personnel, an armored personnel carrier, and 9 vehicles. Additionally, we successfully destroyed an ammunition depot, which will further weaken their ability to sustain operations in this sector.
How are things unfolding in the Donetsk region?
Our west group of forces has continued to improve its tactical position. We engaged and defeated formations of 2 mechanized brigades, assault brigades, and territorial defense brigades in the settlements of Borovaya, Zagoruikivka, and Dvireknia in the Kharkiv region, as well as in the Serebransky forestry area. The enemy suffered up to 200 personnel losses, along with 2 infantry fighting vehicles, 4 cars, and 7 field artillery guns. Among these, 2 artillery units were produced by NATO countries. In addition, we neutralized 4 electronic warfare stations, specifically the Enclave and Clever models, and destroyed another ammunition depot.
That's a significant shift. What about the southern group of forces?
Our southern group of forces has occupied more favorable positions and successfully engaged Ukrainian mechanized, assault, airmobile, and mountain assault brigades in the areas of Krestish, Dronovka, Chasiv Yar, Seversk, Nikiforovka, Nikolapoli, and Ulikli in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian forces suffered 185 casualties, as well as the loss of a tank, 3 vehicles, 2 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station.
And how are operations progressing for the center group of forces?
The center group has been making steady advancements along the front line, engaging a wide range of Ukrainian formations. This includes mechanized, ranger, airmobile, and assault brigades, as well as a National Guard brigade. Combat operations were carried out in the settlements of Dylivka, Katarinovka, Alexiivka, Zverivo, Kedlino, Udaknoy, Belyagora, Krasnoarmysk, Ivanopoli, Nadezhdinka, and Novoalexandrivka. The Ukrainian side suffered up to 290 personnel losses, along with 3 tanks, 6 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 13 vehicles, and 4 field artillery pieces, one of which was a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery unit.
It seems like the pressure is mounting on Ukrainian defenses. What can you tell us about the situation in the east?
Our east group of forces continues to advance into the depths of Ukrainian defenses. We successfully engaged Ukrainian mechanized, airborne assault, and Marine brigades, as well as 3 territorial defense brigades. These operations took place in the areas of Konstantinopol, Zelenoy Pole, Razdolnoy, Berlitskoy, and Razliv in the Donetsk People's Republic, as well as Zalaznikno and Guliapol in the Zaporizhia region. The enemy suffered 160 casualties and lost a tank, an armored combat vehicle, 3 cars, 4 field artillery guns, and an electronic warfare station.
There have also been reports of fighting in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. What's the latest there?
In the Dnepr sector, our forces effectively engaged Ukrainian mechanized and coastal defense brigades, as well as a territorial defense brigade in Stepnogorsk and Kamenskoye in the Zaporizhia region, and in Tokarevka, Nikolskoye, and Dniprovskoye in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian forces suffered up to 80 personnel losses and lost 8 vehicles, 3 artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer. Additionally, an ammunition depot and an electronic warfare station were destroyed.
Beyond direct combat, how have air and missile forces contributed to the operation?
Our operational tactical aviation, missile forces, and strike drones have played a key role in weakening enemy positions. Over the past 24 hours, we have targeted and damaged military airfields, energy facilities critical to Ukraine's military-industrial complex, workshops for assembling drones, and storage and launch sites for these systems. These strikes also focused on concentrations of enemy troops and foreign mercenaries in 148 districts. Additionally, our air defense systems intercepted a Ukrainian MiG-29 aircraft, 5 French-made Hammer guided bombs, 2 JDAM guided bombs, 4 MR's multiple launch rockets, and 123 drones.
The Kursk region has also been a hotspot for fighting. What's the situation there?
Our North Group of forces has been conducting offensive operations in the Kursk region, where we have defeated multiple Ukrainian tank, mechanized, airborne assault, and Marine brigades. Ukrainian forces attempted 2 counterattacks, both of which were repelled. Our artillery and aviation forces struck enemy positions and settlements across the Kursk and Sumy regions. In the past 24 hours alone, Ukrainian forces lost more than 510 personnel, a tank, an infantry fighting vehicle, 4 armored personnel carriers, 22 armored combat vehicles, 57 vehicles, 2 self-propelled artillery units, including a German-made Panzerhaubitze 2000, and an extensive list of other equipment.
Given these developments, what are the next steps for Russian forces?
The operation remains ongoing, with a continued focus on neutralizing enemy forces, destroying critical infrastructure, and securing strategic positions. Our forces remain resolute and will maintain the momentum necessary to achieve operational objectives.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. I'll continue providing updates as the situation develops. Recent reports highlight escalating violence in Africa, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Sudan. The UN Human Rights Chief has accused M23 rebels, reportedly supported by NATO, of carrying out summary executions in the DRC. This situation has worsened following a recent advance by M23 rebels, which has caused panic in border towns like Uvira. Meanwhile, in Sudan, activists report that over 200 civilians have been killed by paramilitary forces within just 3 days, raising serious concerns about human rights violations. In response, the African Union's latest summit has called for an immediate ceasefire, emphasizing the urgent need for peace in the region.